Hello everyone, welcome to Halo Moon Tarot. This is an energy update. Let's see what comes in. Oh, all right, we got the sun shining. Yeah, some of you are manifesting something new, or someone is manifesting you. Wow. This is just a person preparing themselves, making sure they have what they need. They know everything they need to know. So I do see some happiness here. Whoa. Yeah, we got the Queen of Cups. Some of you, the feminine energy manifesting. This is someone who often has everything but love. Yeah, we have a person who's a little shy or apprehensive here. Yeah, this is a person who, you got someone here who wants to connect. They're a little shy and apprehensive, but often it's just a person who I feel, there's a lot of happiness. It's about clarity too. So it is possible there could be someone apologizing, but often it's just somebody who kind of, I'm feeling, it's interesting because I feel like this person's happy, they're positive, they feel they have what they need. Now, it could be because of this, someone may have felt that they weren't prepared or they didn't know everything they needed to know. But it is about two people having a conversation, seeing eye to eye. So really interesting. Yeah, someone's pride getting in the way. That's what it is. See, it's about, this is what it is. It's someone who's apprehensive, not sure they can give you what you need. So it is an energy of attention, but it is a person who does see things clearly. It's about starting it. It's how something may start or how it already started. So they do see this energy of a connection here. But it's about providing, giving someone the attention that they need. They may feel like they can't provide something because it is about be preparing, but I feel it's someone who is now. So interesting. It could be a little apology or just someone who's been a little apprehensive, but often it's just a person too, like little baby steps where they may ask, do you want to go for a drink, a cup of coffee? That's simple. Yeah, let's pull out another deck here and see. Tell me about the sun, because it's going to be exposed. Yeah, this is someone who's should I or shouldn't I? I see what's happening. Could be someone also comparing one situation to another. Yeah. Could be how something started. So let's have a look at the Magician. Yeah, we got confirmation, manifesting. So there's desire. There is desire to start this. But I feel this is someone pride getting in the way. They maybe feel they don't have enough to provide or can't give you the attention you need. But I also see someone trying to get someone's attention at the same time. Very interesting. Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups is often a person who, they manifest something. If someone doesn't give them attention, they often get it somewhere else. But the interesting thing is this is someone who's broke free from a situation. Yeah, maybe for that reason. Let's have a look at the Queen of Cups. Yeah, so something bothering someone here. I feel somebody feeling something bothering them. I feel like we have a person who has a lot of weight on their shoulders, possibly under some kind of pressure. But it's a 10, so this is where the sun's shining. Someone's going to let go of some baggage, so there is a breakthrough. Someone letting go of baggage from the past where they maybe couldn't give someone enough attention or couldn't provide for them. Now, this is often a person who's robbing Peter to pay Paul, too. Like I say, maybe debt they feel they can't provide. But I got to tell you, it's like two people. There was desire here to manifest this. Yeah, it's all about long-term stability, being able to provide. So someone who felt a little apprehensive or there was, they felt uncertain. But this is about two people who look out for each other. They're there for each other through thick and thin. You have my back, I have yours. So someone here I feel was in a situation where that wasn't the case. They had a lot of pressure weight on their shoulders. But this person, there's desire. I mean, and it is about being prepared. Someone who has all the tools, they have everything they need. I feel we got two people here wanting to connect. I feel that it's all about a conversation too. Yeah, and I'm going to tell you, this is someone who feels they don't have enough money or they can't give someone what they want. There's some negative thinking. But it's really sad because I feel like we have two people here who, yeah, the lovers, a lot of Gemini energy. I wonder if this is, I mean, if there could be a little mirroring where two people feel that way, but this is often someone feeling left out in the cold, lonely. See, they lack love, a bond, a connection. Tell me about this Queen of Cups. I feel this is someone who, I feel it's somebody that's bothering them. Something's bothering someone. And maybe you know there was something bothering this person, but I feel like this is someone who's got some, I don't feel like it's the Queen of Cups. I feel like it's this person. This is a person who doesn't, I feel there's some sort of explanation or something here, because I feel like this person doesn't want to lay their burdens or bother somebody with their problems. So there is possibly maybe a lack of money. Because someone here may have ended a relationship, see, breaking free. But it's pride. This is someone who generally takes pride in everything they do. And it's about taking pride in being able to provide for someone, to give them what they need. So very interesting. Let's have a look at that Queen of Cups again. Yeah, it's an energy of things moving kind of slow. It's a person assessing. It has to do with the person here. Should I or shouldn't I? Procrastinating. It has to do with sincerity, being sincere. Because this is a person looking at the details very carefully. I feel like it's all connected to this energy here. And it's a person who's often clearing out their past, letting go of baggage, seeing, being ready to move forward. So if you're dealing with someone who's moving slow, this could be their energy. But it is a person who looks ahead, kind of plans, prepares. So it's telling me this is somebody who's been preparing. And they're clearing out past, letting go of baggage. But I do feel it's somebody who doesn't like to bother people with their problems. And they could have been robbing Peter to pay Paul. They wanted to start this. There was desire. But this is a person I feel who's a provider. Because they take pride in the fact they could provide for somebody. Yeah, and it's a person who focuses a lot on work. And they do take pride in all the things they do. So it's a person who feels they can't provide or just give someone attention, because this is a person chasing success, financial success. So it's an energy of accomplishing something. It's all about this person, what they're trying to accomplish here. Wow. Yeah, it's a person here, and it's paying off debt, but I do think things, I feel with the Queen of Cups, it's where I feel, and it's possible, I mean, for the feminine energy, not being aware of that. But it is about now becoming aware, the Wizard of Awareness, having all the tools, the information. So tell me more about this Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, there was definitely some hurt and some heartache, something bothering someone. It does look like it's a person who... This definitely is someone comparing someone to another, but I do think this is a person who sees this as a different situation. Yeah, because it is an energy of long-term stability. You have my back, I have yours. And I feel this is someone who dealt with some hurt and heartache here. So it's definitely something that was bothering them. I feel it has to do with some sort of explanation, but it's a person who definitely doesn't like to bother other people with their problems. So their pride is taking a little bit of a hit here too. Let's have a look at the Six of Wands, because this is a person who lacks love, the bond, the connection. Feeling negative here, yeah. But this is somebody who wants to have success. See, it's all about laying the foundation. This is a person who kind of wants to come in right. They want to be able to provide. They feel they can't provide. Now, it is possible this is someone went through a situation with a person who laid all the burdens on them or blamed them for everything. Someone who has a lot on their plate. See, they're working, even multiple jobs, robbing Peter to pay Paul to provide for someone. And then it looks like something ended here. So let's have a look at that. 10 of Wands. Yeah, somebody here. Someone felt stabbed in the back here too. So it's a painful situation over. So now this person wants to get something going. And I do feel they're more prepared financially. See, it's someone who's been chasing success. They've accomplished some kind of goals. See, what they hope to achieve. Tell me more about this 10 Pentacles. Yeah, so this is someone who's gone through change. This is someone who's moved on from a situation. There's been a lot of growth, financial growth, a whole new chapter. So this is an energy of someone who definitely lacks love. I see two people who lack love in their lives, and this is that loneliness. But it definitely has to do with financial stability. Because this is someone who I feel provided for someone, and then it ended painfully. There was hurt, heartache, but it was bothering this person, I feel, when it started. It's all going to come out in the wash. It will all be exposed. So it could be an apology or just an explanation. Tell me about the Lovers. The Lovers. Yeah, so there's a Tower. So it looks like there was an ending and it was painful. Lack of money, a large loss of financial stability. But is the person here who's having that massive epiphany here. I feel they have what they need. I mean, this is two people. I feel like both people feeling in the similar energy, but I wouldn't be surprised if this Queen of Cups is someone who ended something because this person suddenly couldn't provide. I mean, it could have been the loss of a job or anything, but you see the Tower coming down between two people here. But there is this energy of shock, surprise. The Sun is softening the energy here, I feel, because this is a person laying the foundation, building. See, this is somebody who had a connection with someone where it was built on shaky ground. And then it came to an end suddenly. So this is something has changed forever with this person. But I do see growth, abundance, a new chapter. So I feel this is someone who's starting to feel, because of this, feeling a little more excited because they're laying the foundation. See, it's about building. This is someone rebuilding their life. Because whatever they were dealing with was on shaky ground. And it was sudden. It was very hurtful, very painful. So it's definitely a person who had something bothering them. But I do feel like it's now over. Yeah, we have someone here looking at things from a whole different perspective. See, there's perspective here because it's a situation that was built on shaky ground to begin with. This person maybe didn't have a lot of money, so they focused on success to be able to provide for someone. But I feel, and I do think it's someone who had something ended. But I mean, this Queen of Cups here, I don't know, I feel like this is another person. Yeah, this is someone rejecting someone or ignoring them. See, there was some hurt and heartache here. But this person's been focusing on money. And I do feel it's connected to this person. But there is desire to manifest. So this person may have rejected someone because they're comparing one to the other, how something started. But it's about starting something while this is also going on. Wow. Yeah, and this is someone who now feels they've missed an opportunity. Because there is someone who's kind, compassionate, who cares, but yet there's all this hurt. Yeah, we've got the Empress coming out. So this is telling me a person who's healed. Someone who's ready for love. But I wouldn't be surprised they're comparing one to the other because of how something started. Started off on shaky ground when someone didn't have a lot of money. But this is about a change of perspective. This person's going within massive epiphany. See, now that this person feels more stable, because I do see this person has moved on, but there's financial growth. This is a whole new chapter. Someone's starting to feel a little excited. You see the different perspective. They want to manifest this. So, but yeah, I mean, this is about two people maybe even checking each other out or just looking at each other face to face. Kind of mirroring, the mirroring. Two people who've gone through something different. I mean, this could have been all happening at once. So I do see a shock, something very, but it's a person having an epiphany. I mean, they're sitting here looking at this from a different perspective. We have a beautiful Empress energy. It's an energy of open, somebody open to receive. So I do see this energy of success, but someone's pride took a hit because they're used to being able to provide and they couldn't provide for someone. But I do see someone blaming someone else too, putting all the blame on the other person. Or putting all the pressure on them. So there was definitely a blame game. But the interesting thing is because of the perspective here, these are two people who are not the same. Now the Empress is generally always open to talk and communicate, but it's about receiving. See, this is somebody's, maybe their pride took a hit. I mean, that does look like their pride took a hit because it's like they wanted it. And I mean, there was desire to manifest this. And I do see the mirroring, two people looking at each other kind of face to face. Someone was excited about something, but like I say, then they became apprehensive. And it's often a person who's overwhelmed, where they just kind of don't know what to say. Yeah. But I do think there's going to be an explanation for something here. Tell me about that Three of Swords. Yeah, this is someone, there was definitely someone who was sad. See, they weren't looking at the Two of Cups, what was in front of them, because I feel this is something that all happened very quickly. Often the Tower happens quick. It's a shock. But the perspective is a whole change of perspective. This is two people who, mirror each other in some way. And it's not just the look on your faces checking each other out. This is just, they see things differently here. Yeah, it could be someone who feels a little bit foolish here too. The Empress, whenever the Empress shows up, it is the start of something new. It doesn't necessarily mean it's a person. It's an energy. But an Empress often, as a person, doesn't need anyone to provide for them. So this is why I feel this person, his pride got in the way. But I do think something ended because somebody couldn't provide for the other person. Or they were still providing for someone else. See, debt, it's often a lot of debt, especially when a relationship comes to an end. But I gotta tell you, this person, I do think they feel a little foolish or they've made a fool out of themselves because it has to do with taking a leap of faith. See, now they're looking at this from a different perspective. It has to do with taking a risk. This person's generally not afraid of taking some kind of a risk. So pretty interesting energy. Yeah, if you've connected with someone here and they've kind of ignored you or maybe ghosted you, it's because they just didn't know what to say or how to say it. And they are generally somebody who isn't afraid of taking a risk. But this is somebody who's also, learning to look before they leap. But because of the perspective, I wouldn't be surprised it was the feminine energy who reached out to try and start something, and this person's pride got in the way. And it is about providing, but I do see this energy of goals, what somebody's hoping to achieve. So they've achieved something. So because of this energy, this is somebody who's, wow. They're working through this, right? They're working through. It's about pushing through to go down this path. It's about two people coming together, but it definitely looks like someone had, because they're reflecting on something here. See that reflecting on it, and now there's this change. So it's somebody who now feels they can provide. See, now they feel they can provide. See, this is about goals, things that this person was achieving. But this is two people who've achieved something. I love this energy because often you can connect with someone, especially if they've just ended a connection with someone and they still have to provide or they have a lot of debt. And you can see, it looks to me like it all happened at once because we got a person looking at the cups that are spilled, feeling sad, feeling kind of negative, and not recognizing the cups in front of them. because it's a person who they're under a lot of pressure. I could say there could have been financial debt, having to still provide for someone else. So they can't provide for another person because they are a provider. I can see their energy. This person's a manifester. But you can see it was very painful, something very hurtful, this is someone who felt stabbed in the back by somebody. But it's over, and I like the fact that the tens are here. But yeah, this is someone who now feels that they can provide. They've reached some goals. See, very goal-oriented, what they hope to achieve. So there's been achievements. But this is two very goal-oriented people, which is really interesting. Tell me about the Empress. Yeah, this is someone taking a step back here. See, it's energy of a person making decisions when they're calm, because there was a Tower where someone had just broke free from a situation. So there's breakthrough energy as well, and it's emotional. But now this is someone seeing things in a whole different light, seeing things in a different way. See, it's a person who probably felt something felt off. It's all happening at once. I mean, it's the Tower. It happens suddenly. But the perspective shows me this is someone who's now looking at things from a whole different perspective. It's about two people, what two people can provide. I feel this person was a provider. They were providing for someone. But they're also, I feel, they're also looking at what another person had provided for them. And it was, I mean, I think it's someone who put all the pressure on the other person, blaming them for everything, especially if all of a sudden they couldn't provide everything. Because it's, I mean, the Tower came down. But I do see a lot of growth. Yeah, saying someone here, trust your intuition, your inner knowing. So some of you maybe already know this. But this is someone who kept it all in. See, they kept all their feelings inside. So I feel it's a person who doesn't know what to say or how to say it. Or it might have even been a little embarrassing. They don't want to look like a fool. See, someone who doesn't want to look like a fool, and they feel a bit foolish. But they now have a whole different perspective. And I do think they're going to reach out. I see a little test. Yeah. I feel it's just a person. It's all about things needing to be calm, because Temperance is about being patient. It's sort of testing the water, right? Waiting for things to calm down. And it's a lot of it to do with themselves, their inner self. See, it's very internal. See, they kept it to themselves. It was bothering them. And they did feel something was off, but it's just when you go through this energy, everything feels off. But now they have a whole different perspective. And I wouldn't be surprised if it's the feminine who does. Tell me more about this person, this Page of Cups energy. Yeah, see, they're letting go of some baggage, releasing anything that no longer serves. It is what it is. See, they've gone through a healing. They've decided to just let it go. See, they're letting go of the baggage, the burdens. And it's about being able to provide, because it's someone who truly wants someone who's there through thick and thin. But it's two people giving each other what they need. And it's possible someone wasn't giving someone enough attention because they're focused on being successful so they could give them everything. So they had all this pressure on their shoulder to provide, but it ended. Yeah, so I don't know what happened, why they couldn't anymore, or it has to do with giving them attention. Someone maybe not giving someone enough attention because they're focused on being able to provide, to give them everything that they want. So I would have to say this person is someone who, they're definitely, I'm getting underneath all this, that natural born provider. Yeah, and it is someone who's now seeing the bigger picture. It's a person who wasn't ready to get out there again, that's for sure, because this is about planning, preparing, providing for the future, but it has to do with emotional energy. It's about two people putting all the cups on the table. I do think this person wants to have a conversation. There's been a lot of change, financial growth. It's not showing who they are, but I do see strong Gemini energy, some Leo, Pisces. The energies here, some Sagittarius, Aquarius, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. This is somebody who could have some Pisces in their chart. Yeah, but it's a person who keeps it all in. See, this is all that energy. They kept this all in. Their pride taking a hit. They can't provide. But they're breaking free. They're pushing through that energy. They're determined here to move forward and leave the past in the past, and now looking at things from a different perspective. So there's this excitement, but is overcoming this sadness, this lack, someone who feels like they're not good enough. And it could be because we have an Empress energy here, somebody who has everything they need. And this could be a person who maybe, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it's someone who feels they're not needed. Yeah, we got the confusion, illusion. See, it's the fear. Some kind of fear of something, but it's emotional. See, they're keeping it in, but it's pushing through it. They're going to push through it. So this person really is somebody who generally doesn't have this kind of energy, this shyness or this not sure what to say, because I do feel there's someone who's generally not afraid of taking a risk. Yeah, it's all about interest, investing. It's about investing in this situation. See, this person's been working very hard. They definitely look like someone who has a lot of weight on their shoulders. And I do think this is somebody who maybe was with a person here. I do see a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, someone who put all the pressure on them. They weren't a supportive partner. They didn't have a lot of support. And I do feel that here. And it was painful. It's someone who felt stabbed in the back by someone because when they needed them, they weren't there for them. Yeah. Now this person's in this energy of, this person's getting ready. I mean, it's about putting themselves out there, putting all the cups on the table. They're looking into the future. See, it's happy home, happy life. It's about being happy. So this is someone who has a whole different perspective now that they've let go of this baggage. Because I do feel, I really do feel it's a masculine who was providing for someone, but that person wasn't supportive. But the interesting, because of perspective, now they're seeing somebody who's kind, compassionate, someone who truly cares. So they feel they've missed an opportunity here. But it is someone who's drained. Like, I mean, they're drained. Someone who's often tired all the time. Because they are working, focused on work. Slow and steady wins the race. But this is what they run into, is hurt and heartache. It's a person trying to do their best to provide for someone. Tell me about the world. Yeah, so it is someone who longs for love. See, it's a little crush. This person's reminiscing. See, they're just reminiscing about what happened, how something played out, and why. And it has to do with their own past. But I love the fact that they're leaving the past in the past. They're now ready. So I do see a crush, somebody here. And some of you, it could be just this person. Maybe you're aware of this. I wouldn't be surprised. Because I feel like you're both very aware of something at this point. That somebody wasn't aware before. Yeah, tell me about the Two of Wands. Or Two of Pentacles. Yeah, see, you want someone comparing. There it is. Comparing someone to someone else. See, there's not really any comparison. So this is somebody doing that because it's about providing, starting something, providing for another person, but they're still providing for someone else, or the other person wasn't there for them. And I do feel it's somebody who may have, I mean, it's the start of something else too, maybe starting a business. They're working hard, pushing through fear, taking a lot of risks to provide, and even for the children, because I actually feel there's someone here who they were dealing with who had all these excuses. See, there's two sides to this. And this is confirmation of two different people comparing. And the reason is because this is somebody who was devastated when something ended because they worked so hard to provide, starting a business possibly. And I do see growth. This person has achieved a lot of goals. It's a person who's often ambitious. They want to be able to provide for their family. But the interesting part is they're releasing it. It is what it is. But it's also someone wanting to connect with someone, looking to see if they're not sure the feelings are mutual. They want to take a risk. So it could be somebody wanting to talk and communicate and say something. But because of what happened before, see, this is someone who likely told someone how they felt and then they rejected them. It's often a person who's only interested in what someone can provide, or they just dealt with a person who literally stabbed them in the back after everything that they did for them. Because this is a person who didn't have somebody, they didn't have their back. They weren't supportive. They were taking all the risks. See, it's being able to provide for children too. But this is someone leaving it behind. So there's a story here. Some of you may be involved in this situation, but look at the Empress. This is the start of something new, trying something new. See, this could be someone who you're different than their usual type, someone who knows their worth and value, but also someone who's also provides something for the other person. And what it is support, being there for someone when they need a little support, when they're doing all the work, you see. But this is a person who wants to talk. Yeah, they want to ask you out, face to face too. And I do think they're a little apprehensive of talking about this face to face. But I think the two of you will be on the same page. I really feel like this is a major breakthrough for someone here, because they're letting go of things that have been bogging them down, weighing them down. It's like they're putting all the blame on themselves and the other person blaming them. See, this is what I feel. This is this comparison. So I do feel there's this energy of this. I think you're both very much aware there's a beautiful connection here. Yeah, so someone here soul searching, looking for clues and answers into their past, right? Everything that happened, why? It's all about why. Why it happened. Maybe why you're interested, because I do see the Seven of Pentacles, which is someone being patient, planning, being able to provide, hoping something pays off. So I feel this is somebody who may have reached out. If they haven't, they're going to, because this is looking for clues, the path that they were on. See, this is all in the past now. Now this person has a different perspective. They're looking into the future. Yeah, this is a person who's detaching from that. But this may have all happened at once. Too much, too fast kind of energy almost here. I mean, the Tower is a shock, a surprise. But I feel this is someone who was detaching from that. See, it's a lack of expression. And there's the mirroring. Two people look at each other, seeing the same thing in each other's face. There's a lack of love. But it has to do with whether someone's really interested or not, too. And I feel this person gave the impression that they weren't interested because of something they may have said. But you can see detaching from the past. Yeah. There it is. See? Look at that. Yeah. See all that emotional energy? Lacking emotion because of all this sadness, things weighing them down. It's an energy of someone who I feel has taken some time to let go of things that have happened in the past. I do think this is someone who's focused on providing. They may have been a single parent, whatever the situation. I mean, this could be a couple going through this. I'm not seeing reconciliation, but it is possible. I do see it there a little bit for some people if it's a relationship. But this is two people very much aware of what you're manifesting. The Wizard of Awareness, being aware. See, this is all this energy here. See, somebody here lacking emotion. Not sure what to say or how to say it. They want to talk. They want to say something. But because of what happened in the past where someone ignored them, rejected them because they couldn't give them what they wanted. They were focusing on money, and it was likely a lack of money. But, I mean, it could be just negativity where somebody had ghosted this person because they couldn't provide. They were still providing for another. So interesting energy. But yeah, I do think this is someone who's, see, this whole thing's over. The past is over. It's finished. It's done. It's finished. So there's an ending. Every ending leads to a new beginning. This is someone getting ready for new. Wow. Yeah, it's very internal because this is all very internal. Something that changed this person forever. But because of the tables are now turning. See, there's change. They have a whole different perspective. It's something, I feel this person has this energy of, it is what it is. It happened for a reason. It probably wasn't meant to be with this person. But now, You can see they want to reach out. They want to build the foundation. See, this is someone who's literally risen from the ashes, and it has to do with maybe huge financial loss or just loss of family, something painful. It was devastating, but look at that. Now they're stable, and they've gone from, and that was the energy of being able to detach from all this. But it is about laying the foundation. They wanted to lay the foundation, but like I say, they weren't over something, that's for sure. Even if it was over for some time. But this is all about this ending. Yeah, this is all, it's an explanation. It's about talking, about two people having a talk. It's about showing emotion and showing expression. They're afraid to do that, I feel. There's that fear of showing emotion, getting emotionally connected because of what happened before. It was devastating. But it is about being able to provide. It's either that natural born provider. This person is someone who's gone through a lot of change. So there it is. This is a person ready to put all the cups on the table. See, it's a person who looks ahead, plans, prepares ahead. See, this is where they see themselves now. This is their goal, is to offer that pentacle to be able to provide. But here we have, see, you're probably different than the usual type. I mean, maybe they have a type. I don't know. I mean, I do see it. Yeah, nurturing, caring, often kind, compassionate. But somebody here, I feel, wasn't there for somebody when they needed them. They supported them. They provided for them. And then they weren't there for them when they needed them. Yeah, and it could have to do with, it ended. There may have been children too, where they couldn't be there for them, but at least they're making sure they can provide. You see, that's what it's all about. King of Pentacles. Someone's pride got in the way, but I do think this is someone who's, yeah, they definitely someone who's single. See, they're looking out for themselves, taking care of themselves. But because the Two of Cups here, we have two single people. So I feel like you're both very much aware. There's a very powerful connection. And I do think this person's moving forward here. Because this is about goals, two people achieving goals. See, they're now looking at this, what two people can achieve together. This person was in a relationship, but they felt alone. There was a lack of love, lack of physical contact, connection. They felt very much alone. It's like being in a relationship, but you're actually single because you're taking care of everything. So, and I feel both of you have been through the same thing, similar. Very interesting. So there it is. Sorry this is so long, but I tell you, it came out for a reason. So this is someone who has learned to look before they leap, but they're pushing through that fear. This is someone who really doesn't want to be single. They really don't, because they are very much about family, happiness, you know. Like I say, there could be children involved, two single parents too. There may have been an issue, something to do with that too. But I do think this is, and the interesting thing with the Six of Wands shows some children who may have left the nest. They've gone off to explore. You see, they've gone off on their own. Yeah, so it's about being free, being able to give someone the attention they deserve, be able to provide for them. So, wow. I mean, this is a very, very powerful energy. Yeah, this is things calming down. Somebody even possibly moving, relocating. See, leaving the past in the past, taking the lessons they've learned. This is someone who's likely learned the hard way. But I do think it's someone who wanted to reach out, wanted to get this going. And they have all this stuff they need to deal with and clear out. But it's definitely an energy of comparing one to the other, and there is no comparison. Nothing compares. And I think this person's learned a bit of a lesson here. I feel that, because it is about the soul searching, spending time alone. This person really doesn't want to be alone. So it's all about things calming down, moving forward. This is somebody who's definitely has a lot on their plate. But yeah, see, moving into calmer waters, happy home, happy life. They're seeing the brighter, they're looking at the bright side. They're now looking at things differently. That whole change of perspective. So, wow. And I feel for the feminine, it's someone who sees you in a positive light. But it's about whether the feelings are actually mutual. And I do think this is someone who wasn't 100% sure. They were a little bit confused. So, but now they're ready to push through all that energy. Look at that. This is a beautiful reading for anyone who's gone through this. We have to be kind and understanding. The Empress is always open to talk, to communicate. Some of you, this is someone maybe different than your usual type. It never hurts to try a different type, but I actually feel like you're very much each other's type, because I feel like we have two people who get it. You've likely both been through the same thing. Similar situations, maybe at the opposite end of it. So it's about seeing the perspective, both sides of it, both sides of the story. So I'm wishing you guys the best here. Take care, and we'll see you soon.